Marvel Legends Wrecking Crew Wrecker! Oh yeah, this is from the Rocket Raccoon Build-A-Figure wave. This is the most anticipated figure for me. I mean, yeah, everybody wants Jean Grey, everybody wants Hawkeye. For me, this is the character I've been waiting for. I'm anxiously waiting to build my Wrecking Crew, and this figure does not disappoint. From top to bottom, it looks really good. It's proportioned right. The sculpt is good. Hasbro did cut some corners here and there, but you guys know that's gonna happen, man. I've yet to see them nail a figure perfectly. I mean, to the T. I've yet to see it, man. And if they ever did, I'd clap my hands. I wouldn't do a standing ovation, but I'd clap my hands. We've been asking for that for years. But anyways, this is pretty close, and it doesn't disappoint. I guess to stay happy with it. So let's go over it. Here is the crowbar, and they put detail into the crowbar. That's pretty cool. It looks like it's been through some war already. Dings and dents. It's an enchanted crowbar, right? And see, a lot of you guys are probably like, "This dude, why does he walk around with a crowbar?" Well, it's an enchanted crowbar. It was, I guess it's kind of like Thor's hammer. This is his power and where he gets his power from, which was given to him by Enchantress. And it's a big ass crowbar, half the size of his body. Here, let's go over the head sculpt. There you go. I was so worried about the eyes. With so much facial expression, I was scared that they were going to paint the eyes wrong, but they nailed it. He looks yacked out, which is really cool. The mask has rivets. Rivets. It has the line sculpted in there, so it's textured, which is really awesome. Gives it that that cool feel of realism, and it's got little slashes of purple and dark purple, so you could see some type of paint application in there. So pretty good. You can see the jacket too. The jacket has been sculpted to match the shoulders that come with this figure. We all know this is the classic cloakling body. And look at that. They sculpted all the way up this time. They didn't skip any corners on the sculpting in the jacket. They sculpted all the way up. However, they didn't sculpt the tail of the jacket, but we'll get into that. And they got this belt around it, but, all this jacket should have came down to the waist, kind of skirted out a little bit, and that would have been accurate. If we get into it, the boots, too, should have been laced boots, and, he shouldn't have gloves on. His jacket should go all the way to his hands. You know what I mean? Then again, you have artists that draw them different, so it's not a really big deal. It's not a big deal to me. Overall, they've put a lot of attention in the figure, and I'm glad that they sculpted the torso and gave it the girth he needed, because this is the shot caller to the Wrecking Crew, right? He's the one who calls the shots. Anyways, let's get into articulation. He can look down really good. He can look up. He could probably look further if it wasn't for his collar. He can look side to side, and he's on a ball joint, so you can pivot back and forth. And here's the shoulder joint. Goes out. Right bicep swivel. Single jointed elbow. And forearm swivel. Right? Now here's the cool part. Waist. Check this out. The torso. Right? Another good thing Hasbro did look at that. He can practically look at his own crotch, which is really good, man. A lot of times that torso flex doesn't do very well, and he can go back just as far as Hyperion and look practically all the way up. Like I said, it's just the collar hindering a little bit, but hey, man, that's a good job. Here we've got the T-joint, right? The new T-joint goes all the way, kicks forward all the way up. We got the thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, right? We've got the disc joint to point up and down, right? Toe peg, foot articulation, and a slight ankle rocker, or pivot, as you would call it. So there you go, Wrecker. We'll get into some size comparison. And like I said, I'm glad he came with a facial expression. This dude's always jacked, and he's always ready to mess shit up. And like I said, I'm glad that they got as close as they could to it. Now, both you guys know these two are the same figure, same mold, so we'll just use Thunderball for the comparison. Here he is. Now you can see the chest and the ab area is thicker. It's got that girth, and it's even got that girth from chest to back. Just an overall thick character. So they did a good job. Looks like they sculpted right over the body and put the coat, but while they sculpted the coat, at the same time they enhanced certain areas of his body, like his traps, a little bit of his chest and wings, and just gave him that stocky brute look, more of a power lifter look, which is really cool. And he's taller. So for me, that's a huge plus. That's accurate, man. Look at the back, just a thicker back, thicker, meatier back. So this is cool, man. This is really cool. And I just cannot wait for Bulldozer to get this team going. And to be honest with you, this team, even though it's a villains team, just seems much more exciting to me than building the Dark Avengers, because they kind of screwed up on my Iron Patriot, made him a little too small, but can't wait to finish this team up. Really can't. Look at those traps, man. Up to the neck, and then the head pops out. Well, they've already showed pictures of Bulldozer as well. A lot of people complaining about Bulldozer and the look of Bulldozer, but shit, man, I think it looks fine. I think he's going to come out great. So that's my opinion. There's other characters I'm not too fond about, but what are you going to do? It's hit and miss. You're going to have some great figures come out of the Marvel Legends line, and then you're going to have some mediocre figures come out of the... what sucks is when it's your favorite character that comes out mediocre. That's the only bad part, and that's when you start complaining. But for the most part, a lot of the characters that I like have been coming out really good. And I feel like it's Hasbro kind of has their favorites as well too. They decide who they want to spend a little more money on and a little more time on as far as figures and characters. So here is Bucky, and here is Ultimate Cap. Now the Bucky is the new mold, which is a little bit shorter than the Shield Agent mold. So you can see just the size comparison of Wrecker versus these two guys, which is crazy. You know what I mean? And it's perfect, man. These guys, the Wrecking Crew, they were built to take on Thor. So they're supposed to be big dudes, man. They're supposed to bring on the pain. So good job as far as nailing this character for us, man. Now I know you guys always ask for stuff like this, and I usually don't, but you guys, how does he look with his compadres? Can you put his compadres next to him? Sure, let's do it. He's just really imposing, man. And could you just imagine some big ass dude like that with a crowbar, just beating the back of your head, just nailing you over your nugget, man, non-stop. Stop! Oh my gosh, dude. See those dudes coming down the block. I'm walking the other way, bro. I ain't no hero. Hell no. Here's Ultimate Cap. Of course, if you're Ultimate Cap, you don't give a shit. You take on all three. Captain America. Captain America's just a badass character, man. He'll take him on. Nobody else will, but he'll stick around. Crazy. Look at that, man. I think this is the coolest villain group that we have ever gotten. It's crazy. Hasbro's bringing us one of the coolest villain teams ever. I mean, really, when you think about it, as far as villains and even Toy Biz, we just never really had some really good villains in our Marvel Legends collection. Yeah, we got some of the main hitters and whatnot. Be able to get a team like the Wrecking Crew, I never imagined that we would get these characters. And when they first announced they were making them, I was just blown back. Didn't expect them to really nail the characters and, use the right sculpts and whatnot. But here you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review, and more reviews coming soon. Take care.